Right, well, it's a big hello and welcome, and thank you to all our members, sponsors, and fans out there joining us tonight for our 2021 annual season awards, joining you in your living room. And I'm joined by President Graham O'Donnell, head coach Zach Beer, women's coach Jeff Wells, and Benny Malloy will be joining us throughout the night. How are we this evening, gents? I'll start with you, Graham.
Very well, Jack. I'm looking forward to, you've got to make the best of the circumstances, and I'm looking forward to sitting back and listening to, or viewing as well, who's going to win the awards. Exciting.
Zach, we've caught up with you a couple of times. How are you joining us this evening?
Yeah, good. Looking forward, very much like Hound, to celebrating those players who performed outstandingly this season. We're here and online, barring a few technical difficulties. We've got Wellsy. Good to see you, mate.
There will be a bloopers clip coming out.
And thank you, Jeff, for joining us. Obviously, head of the women's program, who've again continued to grow and develop this season. We look forward to hearing you throughout the night. Graham, I'm going to start with you and a handover for our chairman's welcome of this evening. We'd normally been doing this on stage at the Kirribilli Club, but here we are in our living room. It is 2021. Take it away.
Thanks, Jack. Look, I'm going to be as quick as possible, but obviously I want to acknowledge all the people in the club that have done a magnificent job from coaches to players. So I'll get on with it straight away. So the acknowledgement, I guess we start from acknowledging our life members, both living and deceased, who have all been given that honour because of their magnificent contribution to the club. So thank you to those people who have put in the hard work to make our club viable and still be a very successful organisation. Personally, my direct team, so the board of directors, that includes our player delegate, Pat Nacken, Mel Steer, and then Mel handed the reins over to Cass Scarlett, along with Secretary John Liddell. To you, Jack, certainly would like to thank you for your contribution in 2021. You have to be across so many moving parts, both strategically and in an operational role. So many good off-field initiatives and our most successful Bon Andrews lunch to date. So well done to you. And then I guess moving on to Wellsy, Zach and Ben. So all the coaching and recovery staff that those three lead. And I'll include the S&C and physio in that. There's obviously so much time and preparation. It's not just a couple of nights a week and a Saturday. It really is a full-time position. There's obviously reviews and talking to players on a constant basis. So well done to all our coaches, but obviously led by the three that I've mentioned. To our managers also, who are really the wind beneath the coaches and players' wings. They make sure the coaches and players can just concentrate on the job at hand. We've got so many long-term managers who continue to put their hand out, and that's mixed up with some new managers, and especially this year, it was good to introduce a couple of new people into managing the sides, and I know they got a lot of satisfaction out of it. Let's run through some other roles like timekeeping, and I'm going to miss someone. I'm sure I wouldn't mean to, of course, but we look at our timekeepers, and they've done that for so many years. David Pugh, Liz Marsden, and Donnie Felton, who have all done a magnificent job. And then we look at the snaps we get from a Saturday. Clay Cross, Paul Cross, and Marnie, fantastic shots, and obviously it's not only on game day, but it's also at our functions as well. A fantastic kind of a real good picture of how the Bon Andrews went, thanks to those magnificent shots that Clay took on that day. Many of the players, I guess, wouldn't be thinking this far ahead at the moment. Well, I hope they're not, but I guess that it'll provide them with some great action shots of their playing careers when they retire. So thanks to those three. Our club captains, Huey Taylor and Charlie Jevons-Fellows, They kept the standards high without forgetting the importance of having some fun. They did a magnificent job with their portfolio. So well done, Huey and Charlie. Representative players, we obviously had Huey Sinclair, Jack Wetton and James Turner, who came across to the club this year from West Harbour, and those three represented the Waratahs. So well done to them. Look, I won't focus too much on our sponsors, as tonight is very much about our coaching, playing and volunteer staff, but needless to say, without our sponsors' support, we wouldn't be able to field our 8 teams. Getting towards the end of my thank yous, so to the players, you all have different aspirations and reasons for why you play the game we all love. So though many of you'll obviously be disappointed you didn't get a chance to finish the season off. This year, I guess, put in the memory bank and embrace every time you walk on a field and all the people you call teammates. I mean, this year was a perfect example of you don't know when that's going to be snatched away from you, all right? And look, finally, I guess, taking rugby out of it for a moment, I really do hope that both for all of you out there, both your physical and mental health is keeping up okay and your families are doing well. I mean, rugby is something we play for enjoyment, but, you know, we've got to remember it. There's a higher thing at stake here, and I just hope you're all doing well. I'll leave you with my kind of final statement in the last 4 years that I've had the honour of being in this position. But finally, a great rugby club is made up of great rugby people. And thank you for continuing to make Northern Suburbs a great rugby club. So stay safe, everyone. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thanks for those wise words, Graham, as always. And before we hear from the coaches, we will get stuck into some awards straight away. And as we've had out in our newsletter and social media, just a congratulations to the following people. Matt Ryan from first grade Colts with the Club Goal Kicking Award with 37 goals. Charlie Jevons Fellows with the Dennis Hughes Award for the leading grade try scorer with 7 tries. Angus Sinclair back-to-back. You can't keep a good man down. And 75 points, he takes out the grade leading point scorer. 2 blokes that I'm sure are thrilled to have their name on a trophy. The Cameron Shepherd Award for the Colts leading point scorer again goes to Matt Ryan with 89 points. Fantastic effort. And of course, Adam Ashley Cooper, who's had a stunning season this year with the Giltings as well. The Colts leading try scorer. Joint this year, Luke Ryan and Harry Jansen both with 7 tries apiece. 2 flankers scoring 7 tries in both grade and Colts. I must say something for the way we're playing, and Zach can touch on that a little bit later. Jeff, we're going to move to you with the Sirens, and your season's a little bit different. You get some rugby at the start of the year with Kiama and a couple of other tournaments. Can you give us a quick summary of the Sirens season and run through your award winners for us?
Yeah, thanks, Jack. That's exactly right. We start out in February with our first 2 tournaments. We played up at Lake Macquarie and then in Kiama. Had a good little start there. New players to the squad. Good to see some of them go well. And then we had a bit of a break there until start of May, and then we played our season and we got 7 rounds there. So we got through 4 rounds, and then obviously COVID hit, and that was that. But overall, there's a lot of improvements still in that side. New girls coming in, learning a new sport, so it's always a juggling act, with all that stuff. But there's a lot of exciting things happening on the women's front at the club, and we look forward to what 2022 holds and go from there.
Beautiful. So as we run through them from top to bottom, the women's sevens most improved.
Yeah. Well, this girl, she got a major injury, actually, unfortunately, 2 rounds into the season, but she definitely come on a hell of a lot since last year, and congratulations, Holly Bowden.
Fantastic. We would normally have a round of applause and walking to the stage, but the Now, Women's 7 Players Player Award, a pretty popular award throughout the team.
Yeah. This one went to one of the young girls in the squad. She came to us last year, halfway through the season, actually, when we came back from COVID. And she really came on in leaps and bounds this year, took coach's words and just put it straight out, the actions out on the field. So congratulations to Bianca Hickey.
Again, fantastic achievement. And the big one in the Sirens program, Cass Scarlett took out Best and Fairest last year and made the Team of the Year. And for 2021, Best and Fairest award goes to?
Mel Steer. So congratulations to her. I think that's the second time she's picked up this award.
Fantastic.
But she had a stellar season and captain of the Sirens. So she led from the front all year in every single tournament, just a consistent performer, both on the field and off the field. So, yeah.
Great work, Mel.
Hi, Mel. Well done.
Well and truly, congratulations to all the Sirens players. We hope you're keeping well. We hope you're tuned in, and we look forward to seeing you back down at training, hopefully very, very soon. As we said, and we are joined now by Benny Malloy, who heads up our Colts program. Thanks for joining us this evening, Ben. How's it coming to us from your living room?
Yeah, mate, it's a bit of fun at the moment. Just enjoying the lockdown. Hopefully, get out very soon. A lot of planning, and hopefully we can get on field very soon and put all this planning into practice. So, yeah.
And like many others around the country, you two are looking in need of a barber as well. So great.
Yeah, mate, definitely.
We'll rip straight into the awards with first grade Colts, or Colts in particular. Give us a snapshot of the Colts season. First grade doing quite well on the field before the season was cancelled. It gives an insight to the Colts down through the grades.
Yeah, so this year was a fantastic year. Unfortunately, got cut short, but we had a really, really strong Colts program, not just from First Colts, but across all three teams. We had a lot of guys returning this year, and we had a lot of guys that go to that next level and reach their potential, which was fantastic to see. But I think it's part of our motto of the club. We just had better men this year, and that just translated to a really good on-field display, and just the connections and everything we could build was fantastic. From a First Colts perspective, we were playing some fantastic footy just before we got into lockdown, and I was really, really excited for the back end of the season, coming up against obviously the tougher teams in your Randwicks and your unis. So, yeah, it was a real shame, but I'm looking forward to 2022.
Yeah, well said. No, there was a lot to like in the Colts, and there's a lot coming through that we'll touch on in just a moment. But straight off the bat, the Bill Stevenson Award for the most improved Colt.
Yeah, so this was actually quite an easy award to give, just in terms of the person who we gave it to. This person started in third Colts in the beginning of the season, was training fantastically throughout the preseason. Everything showed great glimpses. And then was rewarded with First Colts, and then was actually probably one of the most consistent people in First Colts throughout the year, and that goes to Jack Marning. So he did very well.
Congratulations, Jack. And starting at the crack of dawn, the thirsty third Colts best and fairest.
Yeah, similar to Jack, someone who was fantastic in terms of his contribution to the club and to the program, and just a fantastic bloke who just put his heart and his soul into every game, and that goes to Corey Griffin.
Yeah, fantastic efforts from Corey around the scrum base. And the transitional grade, second Colts, best and fairest.
Yeah, so this person, he's been with us for the last year, has done a lot off-field, and was having a really good pre-season like Corey and Jack, and had some time in First Colts and was definitely up there. But that went to Josh Steele.
Yeah, congratulations, Josh. Big future at the club, I think. Big frame and big lock that everyone's short on. One of the really important awards, but we do have a few more to follow. But the Peter Simpson Award for the First Colts best and fairest.
Yeah, so this person's been working away behind the scenes the last couple of years. Doesn't shy away from physicality. Just an overall good bloke, but just he contributes to the team very, very well. And every week you get the same consistent performance from him. And so this goes to the hard-nosed Dan Williams.
Congratulations, Dan. Yeah, as you said, a hard-nosed back rower. Fantastic achievement on the field. We do have a couple off-field awards as well for Colts that really emphasise the growth in the playing stocks and the real promise and the future that we see at the club. The first one is the Spirit of North Colts Award. Very much an off-field role. An off-field award. Can you give us a background to that award and announce the winner as well?
Yep. So this one is a fantastic award. So for me personally and for the coaching group, it was more looking at someone who contributed a lot to our off-field, like you said, but who just really took that leadership role to another level and just was able to basically assist the coaching group behind the scenes and then make sure that our culture is on point. And this person did a fantastic job within our leadership group and he's a well-recognised guy within the group, and that goes to Shute Shield again.
Yeah, big front end of the season for Shute Shield. As I said, big future ahead. And one of the biggest awards and probably most prestigious across the Colts group, the Bon Andrews Colt of the Year. Obviously, Bon, very famous for a number of things around the club, not least for the name of the Oval, but 600-odd games for the club. And the Bon Andrews Colt of the Year.
Yeah, very hard to pick this one if we're looking at both form and off-field, but then also just general leadership. But this person every week, very consistent in their performance. You knew what you were going to get from this person. Was well liked around the group and just really steered the ship from the front. And I had an absolute ball working with him this year, and I can't wait to see what he can do next year back in Colts as well. But that goes to James Douglas.
Congratulations to James. Hopefully you won't be seeing much of him in Colts as he progresses throughout the club. He always came off looking so tired and working so hard. So, again, another big future for the lot that is James Douglas. Ben, we did touch on earlier the amount of Colts that we do have transitioning to grade, so the future does look pretty bright for the club. Yep. Can you give us an insight into some of those guys that we'll see come up through the ranks into grade next year?
Yeah, there's quite a few actually. Off the top of my head, we've got about roughly 25, 26 boys transitioning into grade, which is fantastic. And a lot of those boys have actually had time in grade this year. So for someone like you've got Dylan Saunders, who played tight head prop for us this year in first Colts and has been with us for the last couple of years. He's transitioning, so he'll have a fantastic career in grade. Like Sam Shepherd, Locke, who actually started the year in grade, unfortunately for injury, but he's got a massive future. And then looking at the back line, you've got guys like your Luke Ryan, your Matt Ryan, Liam Dalabozek as well, who unfortunately didn't get much time this year because of injury, but all three have got a massive future, and there's just so many more, and it's hard to name them all actually. So, but it's a really good time for the club.
Yeah, a couple of guys that certainly know how to find the try line in that back line. So no doubt that'll give Zach a big smile on his face as he looks forward to 2022. And now we'll move into a catch up with Zach Beer. And Zach, it seems like you and I spend a lot of time on these Zooms together, recording it all for the members and fans to see. Mate, we will run through the awards in a minute, but for those that haven't tuned into any other episode, give us a snapshot of the season at large for you.
Well, firstly, if you haven't tuned in, you're missing out. There's some fantastic content from JB and I. I think we've hit 4 or 5 viewers each time on average. No, I think we've had some good exposure. And I think it's great for the club to get an insight in terms of what we're doing on field, but also off field. Look, from my perspective, I just want to firstly echo Hound's comments. First and foremost, like the supporters this year were amazing. I think we had a record attendance at round 3, our first game in a couple of years back at North Sydney Oval. And from a players and coaches perspective, when the boys run out, doesn't matter what grade, and that hill's almost full, and as we walk in from the warm-up field at Bon Andrews, come into the sheds, you can see people lining up down Miller Street to get in, clapping the boys on. It just helps the guys get home. And we had some really memorable wins and performances, particularly in first grade this year. and it was fantastic to enjoy that with all the great support we had. Also to our partners, I mean, we were really engaged with our sponsors this year. From Gabriel, who runs North Shore Ford, right through all of our partners and sponsors. It was great to see all of you guys engage with the team as much as you were, and we really hope to continue to see you supporting us in the future. I just want to say thanks as well to the board and JB. We've got such a strong and stable board that also is still keen to be creative and come up with new ideas to grow the program, which from a rugby perspective, it does mean a lot. It allows us to run a really strong program and just focus on the on-field stuff. From my perspective, all the coaches throughout the club, I know that I probably owe all of your wives or girlfriends an apology for late night WhatsApp texts and things like that. But I know how much of a commitment this is, and it's hard to explain the joy you get out of coaching and how fulfilling it can be. But we're indebted to all of you guys as coaches, and the players are as well. So thanks for all the time that you guys put in right through the club, and including the S&C staff and support staff. And lastly, but probably most importantly, as Hound said, the managers make our job as coaches and also the players' job so much easier. I'm talking like, John Wardell, our manager, keeps wooden coat hangers in a backpack so that the boys have crisp jerseys hanging up, for when they come back from their warm-ups, right through to having, specific ham and salad rolls for every player, gluten-free ones for Angus Sinclair. And in fourth grade, I know Nobby and the boys have the beers bloody cold, ready for 10 a.m. when the boys finish their game to get stuck into it. So thanks for all that. Looking forward to getting stuck into 2022. Obviously extremely disappointed that the season was cut short, but we've had great retention right throughout the club. We've got at least 25 to 35 players from Colts coming up to grade. So looking forward to 2022, and hopefully we see all our support out at North Sydney Oval next year.
Yeah, really well said. To kick off our awards for grade, we have the Cecil Hill Trophy for the most improved grade player.
Yeah, guy who really kicked on this year, and I think he would have been gutted that the season was cut short. Tremendous improvement year on year. Well done, Jack Brewer.
The absolute anchor of the scrum.
Well deserved.
Jack Brewer, man, that's come through Colts, all the way, and is playing some outstanding rugby. We'll start with fourth grade, and as you said, that they do enjoy a beer and a game of rugby to boot. And the fourth grade best and fairest. Yeah,
Guy, if you're up at Bon Andrews on a Saturday morning, you'd see every time he touched the ball, things happened. Well done, fourth grade best and fairest to Andre Brisvegas Bezenhood. Well done, mate.
Fantastic again. And just having a look through some of these names here, I think we've got a Norse former Colt in every grade award winner this year, which is absolutely fantastic. We move on to the third grade best and fairest, who is...
Third grade best and fairest, a guy who, once again, as the season was cut short, he was really pushing in a second grade. By far one of the most consistent performers in third grade. I'm excited to see what he can do next year. Well done, third grade best and fairest, Aaron Doyle.
Fantastic. Aaron came back from a knee reconstruction, playing some really great footy. A name that would be pretty familiar around the club, and he takes out second grade best and fairest.
Yeah, second grade best and fairest, by far the most consistent performer in that team, if not in that comp. Once again, if the season hadn't have been cut short, was really putting pressure on the guys in first grade in that position. Well done to their leader, skipper, and best and fairest for second grade, Hamish Sinclair.
Again, progressed through the Colts and has played through all the grades. I think he won a third grade grand final and has been debuted in first grade. So a good, solid performer. We did go out on social media earlier in the month with our contenders for best and fairest. They were in no particular order: Brad Hamopo, Charlie Jevons Fellows, Max Bury, James Turner, Reece Ma'u, and Harry Bury. Zach, just how hard was it to come up with our best and fairest winner for the season, and who is it?
It was tough. It got down to all the guys you mentioned. Wasn't even a top 3. I think it was like a top 5 in the end. And it's voted on by the coaching staff after every game in a 3-2-1. And this guy, well, all those players have X factor in the team and have an ability to turn the game on its head, and were proven to do that in the run that we had before COVID hit. This guy was something special. I personally, as his coach, am excited to see where he can take his footy. He's had a taste of higher honours, and I think he will continue to get more of it if he keeps his head down and works hard. I hope he enjoys a beer to celebrate, but maybe stops at 1 or 2 because he's bloody earned it on a great season. Well done, Peter Hill. Best and fairest for first grade is Max Bury.
Well done. Great stuff.
No doubt he'll be enjoying a single fin or a Margan Red, and deservedly so, and so do all the players. We'll touch back in with Graham. We've got some really important club awards that we do run through each and every year. Just touching on the Brett Hill trophy for our 100 gamers, Graham.
Yeah, we had 200 gamers this year, and just to give a bit of a background on Brett Hill, many of, just about all of us, I'm sure, are well versed on the Osborne family. Obviously, Nobby and Nathan being 4th grade managers, and Nobby's lovely wife Kerry, whose brother unfortunately passed away way too soon, and now we present the Brett Hill Trophy Award for our 100 gamers. So congratulations to 2 fantastic stalwarts of our club in Tommy Evans and Oscar Doherty.
2 absolute characters of the club, 4th grade, and as we speak, Tommy Evans is going viral via TikTok. So not surprised, but 2 absolute larrikins.
He's had 1 million views or something.
Oh, he's up to 6.5. I think he's going for 10 million.
So not only has he got $1 million after winning Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but now he's got 1 million views. He's getting too much. There's too much going on there.
I think he's going for a paid endorsement deal there with TikTok.
And 100 games to boot. Good on him. Now, Graham, probably the most prestigious award in the club outside of our playing awards, and that's the Bill Debney Trophy. Can you give us some background on Bill and also our very worthy recipient?
I sure can, yeah. Bill, I was lucky enough to know Bill, and he was the rugby director actually when I was still in my coaching position. Unfortunately, passed away after a game against Randwick at North Sydney Oval. And after that particular season, it was decided by the then board to name the Bill Debney Trophy for the club person of the year. And it's basically presented to the person who goes over and beyond in their role. So, that can be a coach, a player, a volunteer. So I think we've got a pretty worthy recipient this year, Jack. And if you'd like me just to read through some of the things he did for the year and present the trophy, I'll go right ahead. So this particular person, he started at the club as a player at about 19 years of age, I think. And we still can't get rid of him about 45 years later. He's been a long-time member, but his work made it very difficult to be involved as a volunteer. But once he retired, he's been there in the last couple of years to set up, to pack up, hand out some advice, and just be a general roustabout. Also, in the last couple of years, he's been a very passionate 2nd grade manager, and he and Brett Adams were named the managers of the year last year. Over the years, he has organised the mighty Warramoo Wobblies touch football side. Many of you wouldn't be aware of that, but it was a side we had about 10 years ago. saw many ex-players and coaches who actually may be listening to this tonight. They were part of, and just to add there, we won about 2 or 3 competitions. He's also famous for calling me with a major scoop. And I've got to give him the unfortunate news that I've heard what he's saying to me about a month before. All right, so he's certainly not going to go in the field of journalism, I don't think. But look, it gives me great pleasure to present the Bill Debney Club Person of the Year to a terrific fella, and that's Toby Radford.
Well done.
Fantastic award recipient. Absolutely goes over and above, and I can certainly vouch for the early mornings I see him arriving at North Sydney Oval. Makes me breathe a little bit easier each and every game day. So congratulations to Toby. We're going to touch back over with Zach, and of course, every year we have our Team of the Year made up of a lot of our award winners, both best and fairest and other awards. But 1 to 15, Zach, if you can roll through our Team of the Year. We've got a couple double ups, as is how we select the team, and as well as our coaches. Take it away.
Yeah, great spread across the entire club. All 3 areas of our club is the Team of the Year for 2021. So starting with the front row, at loosehead prop, Jack Brewer. At hooker, James Margam from Grade. At tight head prop, Michael Freno from Colts. Well done. Sharing the number 4 jersey in lock, we have Josh Steele and Aaron Doyle. Well done to both those fellas. Number 5, locking in with those 2, is James Douglas from Colts, who's had an outstanding year, developed a hell of a lot. Excited to see where he can take his footy. On the side of the scrum, blindside breakaway, we've got Hamish Sinclair and Jack Marning from Graydon Colts there. And an open side breakaway, we've got Charlie Jevons Fellows and Harry Jansen. Tough to split those 2. Packing down the scrum at number 8, Dan Williams. Well done, Dan. To the backs, in the halves, we've got Corey Griffin from Colts, and another guy who actually has 1 more year of Colts, but wasn't far away from making a grade debut, actually, is Josh Barr at fly half. So well done, Joshy. In the midfield, we've got Matty Ryan from Colts and Mel Steer at outside centre from our Sirens. On the left wing, we've got Lukey Ryan, who made his first grade debut off the bench out of Colts against the 2 Blues this year, and Andre Briz Vegas on the right wing. So well done to Andre Bez. And at 15, we have the first grade best and fairest, Max Bury. So well done to all of those guys and girls in the team. To finish off, to coach the Team of the Year, the backs coach, we have from Colts, Scotty Delabozak. So well done to Scotty. And our forwards coach, who did a tremendous job in leading and continuing to build our Sirens program, is Jeffrey Wells. So well done to Wells.
Oh, Wellsy. Well done.
Well done to all
That's
those for Team of the Year 2021.
Yeah, fantastic team there. It'd be interesting to see them run out. I'm not sure how we'd get away with that, but it'd be certainly interesting. Look, another fantastic season on the field and off the field. Absolutely agonisingly cut short, and it would have been really special to see how far we would have gone in the season. We look forward to catching up with all our players, all our supporters. We hope to have an event at some time in the future to pass on these awards and re-acknowledge the season. Obviously, at this time, it's really crucial that we really want to get together. We hope that'll be very soon. If not, we look forward to 2022. It'll be another big year at North Sydney Oval. Our memberships are coming out soon, and we look forward to your support next year. Thanks to the guys who've joined me here tonight. Thanks to the viewers at home. Look forward to seeing you next year.